Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Thursday, October 22nd, 2020. I'd like to bring you sad information out of the state of Florida. It's a very graphic tale, and it goes something like this. If you need verification for the storyline, please log on to Tampa Bay Times. A man charged with the murders of a woman and her newborn baby beat the woman to death as she pleaded for help, and a witness tried to intervene. Court documents show. J. Leonard Rodriguez, 49, was arrested Saturday and charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of a woman and a baby. Prosecutors on Monday filed a motion asking the judge to hold Rodriguez in jail without bail while he awaits trial. The motion and an arrest report include an account from a witness, Jessica Gonzalez, who tried to help the woman and was threatened by Rodriguez. Gonzalez told investigators that she heard the woman screaming for help around 3:25 p.m. from the bedroom of her home at 2217 East Emma Street. Gonzalez told investigators that Rodriguez was the woman's boyfriend and that they had been staying at the home, the motion says. The woman's name has not been released and is not included in the court records. Gonzalez entered the room and saw Rodriguez punching the woman in the face and with his fist, and she was cowering down to her knees. According to the motion, the woman, who was visibly pregnant and about 6 months along, screamed, "Help me." Miss Gonzalez told the defendant to stop hitting her, but the defendant then balled up his fist and turned toward the witness. The motion says the defendant threatened Miss Gonzalez with physical violence if she tried to get involved. Gonzalez said Rodriguez then threw the woman to the tile floor, kicked her several times in the face and stomach, and stomped her in the face and stomach, according to the motion. The woman lost consciousness and lay motionless while Rodriguez continued to punch and kick her. Gonzalez called 911 and Rodriguez left the house. Seeing that the woman was struggling to breathe, Gonzalez performed CPR and instructions from the dispatcher. Tampa police arrived to find the woman unresponsive and severely bruised and swollen around her head. Paramedics took the woman to St. Joseph's Hospital, where doctors delivered the baby girl at 4:15 a.m. The woman was pronounced dead about 10 minutes later, and her daughter, who had a heartbeat when she was born, died about 10 minutes after that, records say. The Hillsborough Medical Examiner's Office found the woman had suffered a number of blunt impacts to her head and torso. There was also evidence of shoe tread impression on her body. Police arrested Rodriguez later Saturday at his mother's house in the 6900 block of North Tampania Avenue. He admitted to police that he had gotten into a physical altercation with the woman, but said that he only grabbed her by the hair and face because she slapped him, records say. Jail records list Rodriguez's occupation as warehouseman for a food company. The Tampa Police Department has not released the woman's name due to its interpretation of Marsy's Law, a voter-approved state constitutional amendment that's meant to protect crime victims that deprives the public of public information that had long been available under Florida's public records laws. A Tampa police spokesman also cited Marsy's Law in declining to answer whether Rodriguez is the father of the baby who died. Mercy. In the pretrial detention motion, prosecutors with the Hillsborough State Attorney's Office note that Rodriguez was on probation for attempted armed robbery at the time of his arrest Saturday. A hearing on the motion is set for Friday. Records show that Rodriguez has spent most of the last 2 decades in prison. He served his first stint in 2003 to 2013 for armed robbery, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault, shooting into a building or vehicle, and fleeing from law enforcement. And there's also a said photo of Mr. Rodriguez in this said commentary. In July 2013, a Tampa woman filed a restraining order against Rodriguez. In the petition filed in Hillsborough County, the woman wrote that he had punched her in the head and body, pushed her into a table, broke her front door and furniture, and threatened her life. Jay has stated to me, "No man is going to have me," that he was going to kill me, the woman wrote. In December 2013, about 11 months after his release, Rodriguez was arrested after trying to rob a Hungry Howie's on North Armenia Avenue in Tampa, records show. He pleaded guilty to attempted armed robbery, and was sentenced to 5 years in state prison, followed by 10 years probation. He was released from prison in February of 2019, which will be coming up shortly, and that will be 2 years. So a year and a half ago, almost 2 years. 3 months later, in May, Rodriguez got into an argument on Lake Avenue in Tampa, entered a vehicle and accelerated toward pedestrians standing on the city easement. An arrest report says a man on a motorized scooter had to jump off and out of the way to avoid being struck as the vehicle crushed the scooter. Rodriguez ran away from a Tampa police officer during the investigation. Report says he was arrested on charges of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and fleeing from law enforcement. According to case notes provided by the Hillsborough State Attorney's Office, prosecutors decided to drop the case because the man on the scooter told investigators he believed Rodriguez was trying to get away from a freight situation and did not think defendant's actions were willful. That's, oh my goodness, that is the sad information from the Tampa Bay Times pertaining to this Mr. Rodriguez, who has murdered a woman and her infant child. They will not release the lady's name due to this Marsy's Law, nor will they reveal if they think that he is the father of the child that died. Whew, that's a lot of information and craziness. As you see, this man has a lengthy record. He's been in prison 10 years for armed robbery. Then he was in an altercation running down the street, mowing a civilian down, but that guy didn't want to press charges because he didn't think he was coming for him. How the hell do you know? You think he was running from the police because that's what he likes to do. But still, nonetheless, he still endangered your life, sir. He endangered the lives of other civilians. And people like him, you have to teach a lesson, because that little stint of that one restaurant he held up and only got 5 years and 10 years probation. You see what happened? He gets out, one thing, and now he's murdered a woman from 2 stints in prison. So he hasn't learned anything because he doesn't care. He doesn't care. And he could have mowed you down and you could have died had he, oh my God, I don't even know. This is just crazy to me. This man is crazy to think that this guy should get off, okay? Because now he's killed a woman. And you see, he could have killed you when he was doing whatever he was doing, running from the police or whomever. He could have killed you that day. And when you was on that scooter, you could have died, sir. You know, it's like I'm talking to myself, because I sometimes these stories just don't make any sense to me. The law doesn't make sense to me. I thought Florida was a strict place, but from all the things I've seen with crimes there, with the Trayvon Martin and different other situations, and civilians getting off on crimes or killing with others with the stand your ground law, and crimes letting people out that's assaulted, raped women, children. I don't know what's going on. Armed robbery, 5 years. Makes no sense considering the person has a previous record of being incarcerated for armed robbery. Why would you let him get out on just that 5-year stint? And then he then gets out and kills a lady and a baby. Crazy. Also want to let you all know, pertaining to George Floyd, I meant to say this in the beginning, but I was rushing. The judge has thrown out the 3rd-degree murder charge against Derek Chauvin, so the other charges stand that are against he and the other co-defendants, and all other charges are still standing against Derek Chauvin, ex-Minneapolis police officer, and his cohorts. So just to let you all know that the judge threw out a 3rd-degree murder charge, so all serious charges against Derek Chauvin still stand. That's my update today. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about this story. This guy, I was looking at a commenter. I'm sure they probably pissed off. Somebody left a nasty comment about a story I gave you all last year about Renita Williams out of Louisiana. I thought I was pretty much diplomatic about the story. It was a story that ran on the ID channel. And, you know, I went in to check the information out. And once I went on the story itself on YouTube, the comment didn't post. So I realized YouTube held the comment. And that was a good thing that they did, rightfully so. Because, you know, I don't need anybody jumping on my channel, calling me out my name about anything just because I'm reporting a story. And really, that's all I'm doing is bringing you all said information that has been uploaded to a news source and or TV channel, documentary. And if you all have a problem with anything I talk about on my channel, you can gladly go to the source. That's why I always give you a source, such as this story here. If you have a problem with anything that was relayed in this said information, please call the Tampa Bay Times. You can argue with them. and air your grievances. And that's what some people need to understand is that don't get mad at the messenger because people are going to talk about said situations. Now, maybe he's a friend, a foe, or what, baby daddy, I don't know. But the point still remains calling somebody out their name and getting mad because what? I'm talking about the situation. Well, it's public information and they've made documentaries about it on TV. So why don't you call those people up and cuss them out? People are so ignorant today. And this is what I've learned. Just like we're talking about these stories here with these crazy people doing horrible crimes to others, you get these crazy people that get on these YouTube channels and social media pages, news break pages and comments, and they go all off and cursing you out, cursing other people out, getting flipped. And I've gotten flipped a few times myself. So, but the point I'm making is, why are you getting flipped about a case that one is none of your business? You don't have a dog in the race. Why get angry? It's public knowledge. And if you're that type of person that you're so distraught because someone is talking about someone that you know of, then you might want to go bury your head in the sand because this is life. This thing called life, we don't have any control over it. And people are going to divulge information so long as it makes public news. And that's the spoken word. It's life. Thanks for listening. Let me vent that quick moment. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me. Leave your comments and let me know what you think about this guy, can't call him a gentleman, beating up this woman and killing her and her baby. Baby only lived a few minutes. Tell me what you think. Also, drop your comments and tell me what you think about the third-degree murder charge that's been thrown out. And all standing murder charges are currently still on the table for Mr. Chauvin and his cohorts. Rightfully so. Amen. Thanks for joining me, Mask Up America. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Bye-bye.